Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to follow the complete journey of a single community meal, all the way from a simple idea to a guest's plate, and see how a really smart system makes it all happen with incredible precision. I mean, think about that question for a second. It's huge, right? On one side, you've got this deep sense of community care, but on the other, you're facing this massive operational puzzle of planning, logistics, and making sure everything goes just right. And that journey is exactly what we're going to trace today. We're going to see how the FMB HQ Digital Ecosystem, a platform that was custom-built for this exact purpose, manages every single step of the way. Okay, let's dive right in. So our journey starts with an event manager. Their goal is pretty simple: plan a meal for the community. But the tool they're using, it's seriously powerful. So inside the Event Manager module, it all kicks off with just a few clicks. They create the event, pick a venue from a preset list, which is super important for keeping all the reports consistent. They set the head count, and then they assign it to something called a Mikot collection. Just think of that as a digital folder for grouping similar events together. It really helps with the big picture planning. Now, here's something that's really cool about how they plan. Instead of just thinking about individual people, they plan in units called thals. A thal is a big communal plate that serves 8 guests. The manager just puts in the number of thals and bam, the system instantly calculates the exact person count. So you have precision baked in from the very beginning. All right, let's move on to the next stage. With the event's basic logistics locked in, the focus now shifts to crafting a menu. And we're not just talking about something delicious. We're talking about a meal that's also nutritious and cost-effective. So the manager starts building out the menu. And check this out. As they add each dish, the system is doing all the heavy lifting in the background. It's pulling from a huge central library of over 300 standardized recipes to calculate the exact grams, the calories, and even the estimated cost per person, all in real time. No more guesswork. And this is where you really see the data-driven approach shine. There's a live progress bar that shows exactly how the planned meal is stacking up against a nutritional target, in this case, 2,500 calories. It basically turns menu planning from just an art into a real science. Okay, so the plan is set. Now we're moving into the kitchen on the day of the event. And this is where all that smart technology makes the chef's job a whole lot simpler and way more accountable. So how does that digital plan actually get into the kitchen? Well, it's not through a bunch of messy notes or texts. The event manager just prints out one single piece of paper, the chef QR sheet. It's got all the event details, a full ingredient checklist, and most importantly, a unique QR code. And here's the really brilliant part: accessibility. The whole system is designed for how kitchens actually work. The chefs don't need to download an app or remember a password. It's literally just scan and go. So a chef just takes out their own smartphone, scans the code, and boom, a live ingredient checklist for their specific event pops right up on their screen. And as they work, their cooking status gets updated in the system, which gives leadership a real-time view of exactly what's happening in the kitchen. All right, now let's move to what is arguably the most important part of this whole journey: the guest experience. Because, let's be honest, all of this incredible planning is ultimately for them. So at each table, guests find a simple little tent card with another QR code on it. That code can also be shared directly through things like WhatsApp or Telegram, and it's basically their digital connection to the meal they're about to eat. So a guest gives it a quick scan, and a simple, mobile-friendly menu opens up. They can see every single dish, plus all that detailed nutritional info we saw way back in the planning stage. And then, with just a single tap, they can give direct, honest feedback on each item. And this is where the system closes the loop in this really powerful, immediate way. A guest taps a star rating on their phone, and that rating doesn't just go into some suggestion box to be read later. Nope, it flows directly, instantly, to a leadership dashboard. This gives them real-time, actionable data on food quality, which creates this amazing cycle of constant improvement. The meal's over, but you know what? The journey isn't. The last step is absolutely critical, making sure that nothing goes to waste and that every single resource is accounted for. After the meal, the manager carefully logs everything that's left over. Any unused raw ingredients get returned to a special pending review area in the inventory, making sure they're the first things used for the next meal. Even the cooked dishes are tracked. They log how much was given out, what was stored, or what had to be disposed of. It gives you a complete picture, truly closing that zero-waste loop all the way from planning to the plate and back again. So, why does all of this matter? I mean, why go to all this trouble? Well, this entire journey, every single feature we've just seen is built on 4 core principles. Everything we just walked through serves these 4 pillars. Those instant guest readings, that drives quality food. The super detailed surplus return system, that enables zero waste. The calorie targets and recipe library, that ensures nutritious meals. And all those automated calculations, that provides total cost efficiency. You see, every click, every scan, it all has a purpose. And it really all comes back to this idea. This isn't just some kitchen management software. It's a whole ecosystem that brings the incredible precision of enterprise software together with the heart and soul of community service. It's all about making sure every single meal is served with dignity, with accountability, and with care. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. If every single meal tells a story, what could your data tell you? Because when you can track the journey with this kind of detail, you're not just serving food anymore. You're actually building a smarter, a more compassionate, and a more sustainable future for your community.